Okay, greetings and salutations. This is Ren from Viridian Audio, and I hope you all had like a happy New Year and a happy Christmas, or if you don't celebrate Christmas, I hope you enjoyed the holidays with your family. So, the reason I was making this video is because I've been wanting to make a new starter template, essentially for the new year, and yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that I could improve on my previous templates. A little bit convoluted, so I just need like a very simple, to the point template where I can just get to tracking and you know, do a quick demo mix and all that stuff. So with that in mind, like the first thing that I wanted to do is add like a recording track, because I don't like making takes. I don't like taking takes, I guess. I would prefer just to do everything like on like one take, and I'm like, if I like that, okay, cool, and rename the take as I see fit. You know, I just work like that. I like to be a little bit more control. I don't like to have multiple tracks and all that other stuff, but that's this is how I do things anyway. So we're gonna start by making this record track. So this track is basically going to encompass like everything for vocals, clean guitars, solo guitars, rhythm guitars, and bass, and it's just going to be specifically for recording. No fancy effects, just the amps and settings that I like, so I can just start recording and I can switch these things off as I see fit. You know, so we're gonna make this record. We're going to add a icon. I'm just gonna give it a mic. Doesn't have to be anything special. That'll do to symbolize this as recording. So that once we have those, we're gonna make a couple more tracks. We'll make one for samples. So if I do decide to have any samples in this main plugin, I'll have like just 3 tracks, because I always have like a vocal narration or something, or have like some other random type of samples, you know. I'm just gonna name it sample 1, sample 2, and then sample 3. Cool. Then we'll just give it one random color. That'll be fine. Next is vocals. So I'm gonna have a vocal bus, colored box, and then we're gonna have, I always do cleans, and then I do an overdub for those cleans. So there's gonna be two tracks. There's always gonna be a regular one, and there's gonna be the overdub. This is how I tend to do it. You can do it any other way, but it sounds pretty fucking massive if you ask me. Okay, so we're just gonna call this Vox Clean, and then we're gonna do Vox Clean overdub. Cool. I'm gonna put these in here because we're also gonna have everything from dirty. We're gonna have dirty vocals on this as well. You know, I just like to use this for like just like quick effects and stuff like that. You know, so we're going to have screams or highs in that case. I'm just gonna call them screams so I know what they are. Then we're gonna have an overdub layer for that. We're gonna have fries or mids, and we're gonna overdub that too. Then we're going to have some growls, and then we're gonna overdub that as well. And all this will like basically like help make a decent tone, because I like to do several tracks anyway. Yeah, purple peach. Yeah, that looks good. I dig that color. Okay, we'll do that for Vox. Next, we're gonna have some keyboards. I always tend to just, for keyboards, I always have like a general like synth. It's always like a lead plucky synth, and I always add like a choir or something for support instead of using strings. Sometimes I'll use strings. Fuck it, I'll add strings in there too. But for this, and then we'll always have a piano. Like I always tend to have a piano. This will be for my keyboards. Cool. Color that a random color. Yeah, that blue looks cool. Have that. Cool. And then next we're gonna have guitars. Then we're gonna have 3 buses within that bus, because we're gonna have several types. I should probably do that for the vocals as well. Anyway, so we're gonna have clean guitars, we're gonna have solo guitars, then we're gonna have rhythm guitars. Okay, so for clean guitars, I always tend to have a couple of things actually. So we're gonna have some rhythms that I always pan. Shit. So we're gonna have clean guitar left, and then clean guitar right. And I'm just going to pan them already hard pan and stuff like that. Actually, I'm gonna put the leads over here, and I'm gonna put lead, clean guitar right here, and then lead, clean guitar, harmony, because I always add like a harmony to these things. Cool. Solo guitar bus is gonna be very simple. It's just gonna be solo guitar main, and then we'll have solo guitar harmony. I always add harmonies to everything for some reason. That's just what I like to do. As for the rhythm guitars, so basically we always have lead guitars. So lead rhythm, I guess, for the sake of like consistency. Lead rhythm left, and then lead rhythm right, and basically these will host like the main riff and then the harmony if anything, and these are going to be hard panned as well. Then you're going to have like the main rhythm. So this is just like the general, this is like the general one that I use. If I don't have any leads, I'll put it on here. Rhythm guitar left, and then rhythm guitar right. Right? You're going to hard pan those. And the guitars are basically done. Nothing fancy there. And I'm gonna put them all one color. I want like a reddish color. They're all giving me like this bluish. Nah, it's too pink. Fuck it, we'll go with this hot pink. Cool. We got the guitars. Then we're gonna have a bass. As for bass, I just like to double track my bass. So we'll make a quick bass bus, and then we'll make a quick bass main. And then what I like to do is this technique that I got from SMG Studios, I guess you can say, Spectrum Media Group. Basically what Glenn does is he'll get a second track, and he'll like distort the mids and shit like that, and only allow the mids from that track to come through, and it adds like a nice bite. Cool. Yeah, we'll do that orange color. That looks pretty cool for the basses. Drums is where it gets a little bit more complicated, because I always use virtual drums. I don't have the space to record live drums as much as I'd like to, but it always tends to just be drums and then the MIDI for the drums, and that's where I'll actually import the track. So what I'm going to do, yeah, let's just keep it plugin free, and let's just like import the basic tracks that I use, because maybe I'll just like demo using a couple of samples and stuff like that. So nothing too fancy. I mean, first of all, I'll always put kick on the bottom, and then I'll put snare following that, hi-hats especially after that. And that's basically about it. That's going to be everything for our record track. Tom 1, Tom 2, because the sample pack that I have, it has 3 toms in it. So I'll probably like group that into its own bus, just to make things a little bit easier. Then for cymbals or overheads, I'll put that in here. I'll just call it overheads. We'll have like a crash 1, crash 2, and then we'll have a China, we'll have a ride and ride bell. And I guess you can have a splash. Yeah, the pack I have has like 2 splashes. And roll that into the drums. Cool. Let's highlight all this, and then we will color it. I like a blue color for my drums. Alrighty, and that's basically everything I need to start recording for this plugin list template. So then what we're gonna do after that is just go to File, And it's in, where is it? Project templates, and then we're going to save as template. We're gonna call this Viridian Audio Metal template plugin list. I'm gonna call second I'll have it 2024, and then we'll just save it there. So pretty much, and that's basically about it, guys. You could add like you could add icons and stuff like this to this and stuff like that, you know. Okay, guys, post editing Ren here. I did forget a couple of things, you know, so we're just gonna add these real quick. I did change the color for the record to red because, you know, like when you arm a track, like it becomes red and stuff, which is pretty nice. Another thing is I added icons to everything so you can have an idea of what everything sees, and I did recolor a couple of things, you know, like I made this darker. Like the stuff in the lower tier tend to be darker than the stuff in the hierarchy, whatever, on top of the hierarchy, whatever. But so yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to make a clean Vox and a dirty Vox, and we're just going to move those into these folders. And I totally forgot to add that the first time around. Another thing I forgot to add is, like, I mentioned that I was going to add strings to the thing, so I made a violin, a viola, and a cello, like, bus accordingly. So, like, those MIDI tracks will have all that stuff put in, right? So then you can see I added all the stuff. I did forget to add two things, okay? Oh, shoot. Not sure why that popped up over here. Okay, right there. So we're going to have, like, 4 sends, 4 effects, sends and returns and all that stuff. So we're just going to have, like, a, like, you know, like, maybe just like a reverb plate, and then we're going to have reverb hall we can have, and then we'll have like a delay short, and then we'll have a delay, like a long delay, you know, delay long. And for this I'm just going to yeah, those will do. And I guess for the icons we'll do like effects. There you go. And that's basically what I wanted to add. So that's all I wanted to add and all that. Then we can like route it and you know, like, you know, route everything to where we need it to be and stuff like that. If we were to take to drag route, all that stuff takes us to a little auxiliary port, and we can just route the kick into this plate verb if we ever. So yeah, that's basically about it, and that's how I go about setting up my templates for Reaper. So if you liked what you saw, just leave me a like or subscribe, that'd be great. And if you want to download this template for Reaper, you can actually just go and download it off of my BuyMeACoffee or my Patreon. That's going to be up there available for free. Now, I did cut out about like 10 minutes worth of this video, and it basically, like, when I go and set up the record track, I go into a little bit more explanation of how I set up all this stuff, but I didn't think that was relevant for this videos. But if you do want to see that, I will upload that to my Patreon and BuyMeACoffee, so you can see that extra content. So that's basically going to be available for my like supporters and like for like extra content on that stuff. So yeah, so if you want to know how I go about setting this stuff up, there, that will be posted on there. And well, I appreciate it and hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I am out. See them falling. See them in your dreams.